Welcome to the Louisville Urban League's Workforce Wednesday, a 60-minute virtual series led by the region's top corporate recruiters, offering leadership development and professional training. Tune in monthly for our live hiring events from many of the best corporations in Louisville, Kentucky. This Wednesday, our special guest is Mr. Kevin Dunlap, who serves as the Executive Director of Rebound. With us today from Rebound is Mr. Kevin Dunlap, who serves as the Executive Director. Rebound is a separate nonprofit organization that focuses on housing and development. It was created by the Urban League, the Louisville Urban League, in 1993. Kevin brings with him today over 30 years of experience in the areas of housing, community development, and banking. He is a strong advocate for housing. He serves on the boards and committees of several organizations, including the Federal Reserve, Bank of St. Louis, and the Louisville Affordable House Trust Fund, just to name a few. So before we get started, I have a few housekeeping notes. I'm going to make sure I keep your microphones muted, and at any time during the presentation, if you have a question, please feel free to put it in the chat, and we'll have time at the end for question and answers. This session is recorded, and there will be a short survey at the end of this session that I will send out to everyone that I would like for you guys to complete. So without further ado, we'll get started with Mr. Kevin Dunlap. Hi, Mr. Dunlap. Thanks for joining us.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Kevin Dunlap and I serve as the Executive Director for Rebound Inc. Rebound is a nonprofit housing development organization. So we create affordable housing, both for homeownership primarily, and we also have just moved into the rental space. And our focus has been on providing these opportunities primarily in West Louisville. However, we have the ability to create affordable housing all across the city of Louisville. We were created by the Louisville Urban League back in 1993, but we are a separate organization that operates separately and apart from the Urban League. But what I want to talk to everyone about today is, our efforts to get more homeownership opportunities, particularly for African Americans. And our goal is to try to create as many African American homeowners as we can within the city of Louisville. And why do we do that? One of the things that we recognize is that in this community and actually all across the country, that the homeownership rate for African Americans is far lower than that of the general population. So here in Louisville, it's roughly 36% of African American households actually own their home, compared to roughly 70% of the white population in this city who are homeowners. And why is homeownership so significant? I think most people have heard, time and time again, that through homeownership, you have the ability to build wealth, and that is true in most instances, particularly if your property is appreciating in value. So we look at homeownership as a tool for families to create wealth, and in this case, from Rebound, particularly wealth for African Americans. Rebound has recently began a new effort to help individuals to build wealth quicker, and that is our duplex model. So we are creating duplexes whereby families have the opportunity to buy a duplex, live on one side, and have the other unit in the duplex as rental. to begin to create a rental income opportunity for, for that family. One of the things that I have found, throughout my career is that although African Americans are creating wealth, but they're still creating it much slower than the general population. And we're looking at this, using it as somewhat of a pilot to show that we can create homeownership opportunities and at the same time, helping families to create wealth much faster. The one thing that I do want to say in terms of homeownership, and particularly with Rebound, we are a strong proponent for housing counseling and housing education, and is actually one of the requirements that we have for anyone who is interested in purchasing any properties from Rebound or wanting to rent any of our properties, that we actually encourage you and we make it a mandate that you complete a housing counseling program. And one of the things that we have found is that families who have gone through and completed homeownership counseling program stand a better chance of saving their homes when they get in trouble. One of the things we saw with the housing crisis that took place roughly 10 years ago, families began to lose their houses through foreclosure because of the whole housing and economic crisis. But when we looked at the data closer, we found out that families who have went through and completed homeownership counseling typically were able to save their homes or had the information that they needed in order to be able to save their homes. So we strongly encourage that, and it's actually a mandate, if you will, in terms of purchasing a Rebound home. So one of the questions that we always get, is, are the houses that you create, are they all in West Louisville? And they are not. So we have created homeownership opportunities, yes, in West Louisville, Shawnee, Chickasaw, Russell, California, the neighborhoods in West Louisville. But we have also created housing opportunities in the Newburgh neighborhood, in Shively, PRP as well. We do new construction where we actually build brand new houses, and we also acquire vacant and abandoned properties and totally rehab those properties and make those available for homeownership opportunities as well. The other thing that I think is important to know about homeownership, particularly if you're really interested in homeownership, is don't put it off. Please do not put it off. If you have any interest in homeownership, I encourage you, to reach out to the Urban League, who has an excellent homeownership counseling program and training program that will actually hold your hand and get you ready to actually purchase a home. The other thing that I would also encourage you to do is to ask friends, ask people that you know who have purchased a home, about the opportunities around being able to purchase. Right now is probably a good time in this city to purchase, because one of the things that our city has done has made available funding that assists people with their down payment and closing costs, which is a big barrier to most families being able to buy their first home, because they simply don't have the funds to save up for that down payment or for those closing costs. But our city, I think right now, has about $4 million that's been set aside that can be used for that. The other thing that I do want to go back to about Rebound, Rebound has a federal designation as a CHODO, and it's just another acronym. It stands for Community Housing Development Organization. And this is a federal designation that we get from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Along with that designation, we actually get our own set aside of down payment assistance that we offer on all the homes that we sell. So even if the city, let's say, were to run out of money, if Rebound has a house available, we already have a set aside of down payment assistance for the properties that we have. So
What about rental homes? Did you talk about rental homes?
So yes, Rebound just recently got into the rental market. So we recognizing that there is a need for rental housing here in the city, we realized that, yeah, we couldn't continue to just do home ownership when we saw the need for rental. So we have been acquiring vacant and abandoned rental units, totally rehabbing those rental units and making them available for rental. Our goal is to make sure that individuals, people who rent, families that rent our apartments, that they are affordable. And so we have had the ability to get our units done and almost be able to offer it to individuals who typically will not have to pay no more than 30% of their income towards the rent. Almost like Section 8 without Section 8. So needless to say, we rarely keep any vacancies. So all of our units are currently full and they continue to stay full. We are in the process right now. We've acquired some additional units that we will hope will be available probably within the next 8 to 12 months in terms of being ready for rental. If anybody who is interested in rental through Rebound, we utilize the Louisville Urban League for a referral source. So we require that you go through the rental program with the Louisville Urban League, and in turn, the Louisville Urban League will refer, candidates for our rental properties once they become available. Anytime we have a rental unit available, we'll always first let the staff at the Louisville Urban League know that we have rental units available. So if you're interested in Rebound or rental unit through Rebound, you must first go through the Louisville Urban League.
Thank you. If someone was interested in doing what you do as a real estate developer, what certifications would they need and what certifications do you hold?
Oh, wow. So I hold multiple certifications. If somebody's really interested in doing this type of work, being a developer, just thinking about it, doing this, I would encourage you, the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, which is a local organization that provides funding for affordable housing, is doing a series what is called a Developers Academy. And it's sort of kind of an introduction to this whole world of housing development. But in terms of certification, one of the national certifying organizations is called the Neighborhood Development Corporation, which is a national corporation, and they have a website that you can go to. They have trainings that take place all over the United States that actually train you on how to be a housing developer. The NeighborWorks America, which is another national organization, they too also have classes that can help you get certified around housing development. Whether you want to do single family or multifamily, there's training opportunities under both platforms with both of these organizations.
Great. What are the biggest challenges that someone in real estate development face?
Well, I think the biggest challenge for someone like a Rebound is to be able to build housing and to keep it affordable. That is the biggest challenge for nonprofit housing developers. Not only do we have to find the money to do the development itself, But we also have to make sure that once it is developed, that it's going to be affordable for the families that we're trying to serve. That's one of the biggest challenges that we have. Another challenge that I think that a lot of developers, not only affordable housing development, is access to land. It's getting land to actually, to develop. And I think oftentimes in this city, we drive around and we see, vacant lots, vacant properties and all of that. But most of the time, people think that the city actually has control over that, over those properties. And the city absolutely, most of the time, they do not. So those properties, a lot of properties are sitting because they're either tied up in where someone owned the properties, they may have passed away, and the heirs can't be found. So it's hard to, to get access, to those particular properties. So I would say for affordable housing developers, the biggest challenge is trying to keep the units affordable once they are developed, and acquisition to land.
What opportunities are available for individuals or even small businesses seeking to get involved in the housing development projects with Rebound?
Well, with Rebound, so Rebound, our work is done by general contractors. So we actually hire general contractors to do our work. Right now, we are operating, we've got 4 general contractors that are doing the work for Rebound, all of which are minority, 2 are women. And oftentimes I get calls from maybe someone that has, some carpentry experience, or someone who may have some plumbing or electrical experience. Because we do not contract with those individuals directly, the best way for individuals like that is to reach out to general contractors, because the general contractor is the person that we hire that is responsible for the overall project, and that's every aspect of the project, from plumbing to electric to carpentry to flooring to windows. All of those go through the general contractors. So the general contractor is actually the one that will hire those individuals to work on our particular properties. So there's not very many opportunities for, let's say, a laborer or an electrician to come directly to Rebound. We will only refer them to our group of general contractors, if that makes sense.
Okay, so is Rebound currently hiring for any positions?
Actually, we were hiring, but we have just hired a project manager for Rebound who just started on Monday. So at this time, we are not. We are a growing company, so our staff has doubled in the last 2 years, and we are looking to potentially add some additional staff. I don't foresee that happening for maybe another 6 months to a year, and only because of spacing and capacity. So right now we have outgrown the space that we currently have. So we are actually in the process of building our own office space. So until that happens, I don't anticipate adding any additional staff.
Home ownership is critical to accumulating generational wealth, but there's like a huge gap in wealth gap between white families and Black families. According to the Census Bureau in 2016, a white family was making like $171,000 compared to a Black family of $17,000 annually. So what are your thoughts on how we can increase the percentage of home loans that are offered to Black families, because there are only 3% of home loans are offered to Black people?
So there's multiple questions in there, multiple answers. You pointed out the wealth gap, and the income gap. And that is true. All the more reason why there is this huge need for affordable housing just because of the income gap alone. One of the ways that we try to mitigate the income gap is that there are down payment assistance programs to help a family lower the cost to meet their income. So that's, when I talked about the fact that the city right now has $4 million worth of money that can be used for that, that's exactly what that money is for. So if your income is lower, that means that you're only going to be able to qualify for a lower amount of house. However, housing is probably above the level that you can afford to be able to purchase. That's where the down payment assistance comes in from the city, those grants to help lower that amount. And let me give everybody just quickly how that operates. Let's say that, based upon your income, you can only get a mortgage loan for $125,000, but the house you're looking at is $150,000. So under normal circumstances, unless you have $25,000, you would not be eligible for the house. So in this situation, where the down payment assistance can come in is to come in with that $25,000 so that you are able to purchase that home based upon your income and what you can afford to pay. And that's just a kind of a quick and dirty version of how that operates. One of the things that we're finding with the way that housing prices are going up and wages are continuing to stay low is the need for more of those down payment assistance type programs, more different sources so that they can be layered. So let's say that you can get a certain amount from, Louisville Metro government. Maybe you can also layer that with a private foundation who may come in with some, or maybe your employer has an employee incentive where they will provide some, but to layer all of these layers together to make it more affordable for the person that's trying to buy.
Awesome. So if someone is interested in buying a home, or donating, or even working with Rebound, what is the best way for them to connect?
Go to our website. So if there is someone who is right now who's got property and want to donate to website, they can do it straight. Contact us at through our website. And our website is Rebound Inc. It's REBOUNDINC.
All right, I want to open up the floor now for questions and answers. If you guys have a question, anyone have any questions for Mr. Dunlap?
Oh, hey, sorry, what was the contact email address?
You can contact us through our website, and that's www.reboundinc.org.
They gave us some great information. So if you are interested in purchasing a home, guys, go and visit the Metro Louisville website so that you can learn more about down payment assistance, so that you can apply for a home through Rebound. He said there are some great opportunities if you want to become a homeowner, and also if you also want to get into the rental property business. He's dropped the website in the chat for those of you who are interested in visiting their website. This is going to conclude our session. I am going to send out a survey to rate us on this presentation. If you could complete that short survey and let us know how we did today. We do have some upcoming events coming up next Friday. It's the 19th from 10 to 2. The Tianna Fields Construction Program. Those students will be graduating. Will be at the Sports and Learning Center. We have 16 graduates this cohort, and majority of whom have received job offers. So come out and celebrate our graduates' accomplishments. The Tianna Builds program, just to let you know a little bit about that. It's a 6-week introduction to the construction industry. It's for adults 18 and over. And by the end of the program, graduates will have earned 3 certifications that will enhance their knowledge and build their resume as they continue on in their new construction careers. Make sure you join us on the 24th of August for our next Workforce Wednesday. We'll be talking about entrepreneurship. So those who are interested in starting a business, this is a great workshop for you to tune into. Urbanly just recently in the last year started a new department called the Center for Entrepreneurship. And so we'll have Cynthia Brown, who's the director of that program, to come and share about the opportunities through the Center for Entrepreneurship. And also we will talk with Jakari, who is an entrepreneur who designed his own mobile backpack that you can, a desk, like a backpack desk that you can take on the go with you and work on the go remotely. So the last thing I want to do is invite you all to like and subscribe to the Louisville Urban League on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. If you would like to keep up to date with our current events, you can also visit our website at lul.org to learn more about job opportunities in the community and at the league. And if you need assistance with a job, you can send us an email at jobs@lul.org. I want to encourage you all to invite some of your friends to join us next Workforce Wednesday. And there's so many great things happening at the league and in our community. We need your help to spread the word to someone who is searching for a job or a career change. And my name is Tianna Barnes. With a quote from Steve Jobs: "The best way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking." Until the next time, peace and blessings. And thank you for joining us for Workforce Wednesday.